going to do my makeup. I have a pretty chill day today, so I'm kind of casual. I am excited because I get to see a client. We've been working together for years, but since the pandemic, we haven't done any in-person sessions. So I'm excited to see that person in person. So I have my stuff for my makeup. I have my BK travel case as well as this elf bag. Yeah, so let me show you what I have today. Now, I think I've learned that I do like the Fenty minis for my face makeup. So the primer, which I have right here, the concealer, which is not a mini, and I have the matte foundation, as well as the powder that is over here in this pouch. The thing, I hope. Did I forget it? Oh, there it is. Okay. Speaking of powders, I did not pick up the Oma Beauty powder on sale during the Ulta 21 days. I put it in my cart, but then I was like, I don't really need another powder. And by the time I sort of like went back, it had already sold out. So I was like, okay, whatever. Now, I've been doing a lot of neutral looks this week, mainly because I'm trying to figure out how I will do my makeup for my new professional. It sounded like I said nude. I'm not doing nude professional photos. Maybe I should. My new professional photos that I'm going to have done in, I think it's like 2 weeks. So I'm trying to figure out like how I want to look and, you know, the kind of like makeup I want to rock. After I do those, I'm definitely going to set up a time to do just like some for me photos with this photographer, because that's what I'm most excited about. But anyway, I've been rocking neutral looks that you can see on my Instagram. And today I brought along a few things, mainly from Lethal Cosmetics and Viseart. So all of the larger face powders are Lethal, and then these 4 shades here are from the Viseart palette, the Theory palette, I think. There's probably more of a name to it, but I took them out of the Viseart packaging because if you didn't know, the Viseart pans are magnetic, so you can pop them out. The newer, like the Slim Pro packaging as well as the petite packaging, those are super easy to take out. The older packaging, you have to do a little bit of some to get the stuff to come, to get the shades out. But that is what I have. So I am going to go ahead and get started. So I'm going to start with the eyes, which I typically do, and I'm using up this Tarte Mini Shape Tape Pour and Prime Balm. I'm just going to use that as an eye primer. You can see that there. I have had a week, and it's only midweek, but it's been like, I'm tired. Again, I can always tell when I'm tired based on my voice. Let me know how you know when you're tired. Like, what are the signs that maybe other people don't notice, or that you kind of notice before others do? But for me, my voice is a little deeper and raspier, just because I feel like my voice is like, I don't have time for this. I'm not here for it. So there is that. Now I am going to, what am I gonna do? I think I will go in with this shade first and then this one, and I will use this other shade as like deepening out the outer corner. So let's see what brush. We're gonna use the BK 203. This is the travel size, and go into the lightest shade first. I think I went to bed too late last night. Um, Totally my fault. I think something must have been on my mind because I just was like up. Wasn't really doing anything. I think for a while I was listening to a podcast and then I turned on Gilmore Girls. Um, so I fell asleep at some point, but just probably 2 hours later than I should have. I want to blend this a bit more, so I am going to take the BK 202 again from the travel set. I've also been looking for luggage, like new luggage, because I am gonna go home and visit my family in a few weeks. I'm really excited. I mean, I'm nervous because my family is crazy and you just never know. So I have a plan for how long I'm staying. But the thing is, the gag is that I've just like cut my trip short and left before. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I think they're gonna be on their best behavior because they haven't seen me in person in a while. But girl, I don't know. My family like to act out. But I have not seen my family in person since December 2019, you guys. Like, that's long. That's long, period, and it's especially long for me. Like, I haven't lived near my family in 20 years, but I would always go home at least 1 to 2 times a year. But with the panini, I just haven't been able to. So I'm glad that I'm going. Now I'm gonna go in with the second lightest shade. Y'all, I was able to park right out front this morning. Oh, that was so nice. Hopefully I don't get a ticket. I'm not here for the tickets because they're expensive. Do not get a ticket in Washington, D.C. It's like they're gonna take your whole paycheck, okay? I got a parking spot right in front of the building, and as I was like parking and, you know, trying to read all the signs and make sure that maybe it was legal to park there, I saw someone that I know. Now, the building that I'm in, it's just like full of therapists, okay? Like, there are so many therapists in this building. I don't know why they just don't call it like its own counseling center. But I saw someone I know who used to be like a graduate assistant when I was at a university counseling center. And like, she's just looking like a real adult, like over here doing her little private practice. And it made me start reflecting on, yeah, I'm getting old. My mom, I was talking to her and she was like, yeah, all y'all, me and my siblings, are complaining about your bodies hurting. I'm like, yeah, girl, we getting old. Shoot, how old are you? But I was sort of reflecting on how many beginning therapists I've seen like come through the ranks, you know, and how many of them I've trained. Like, so when you are hoping to have a career as a psychologist, any sort of therapist really, you have to be supervised until you're licensed. And the licensing process is a whole other fiery hoop. Quite a few fiery hoops, actually. Now I'm going to take the deepest matte shade as I press my finger into this powder. Good job. So basically you are supervised all that time until you are able to get licensed and be like your own on your own. So you are constantly being monitored. You are, someone else essentially is kind of like responsible for the work that you do. You are working under someone else's license. So once I got licensed, then I had the opportunity and kind of like the obligation to supervise beginning counselors or therapists. So I've been doing that for like over a decade now. Y'all, that's a lot. And I believe I'm a good supervisor. That's the feedback that I've gotten, you know. I think because like my supervision style is very much like, let's figure out how you work best. I don't necessarily need to turn you into a mini Dr. B. You can be though, okay? Because that's an amazing experience. But also I do talk a lot about identity and things like that, and I probably like advocate more for my supervisees than I do for myself. Like, don't mess with my supervisee, okay? Because I'm gonna come for you. Don't do it. But also, I take it very seriously because you're working under my license, and I'm not trying to send you out there and then you make me look like a fool. I need when people see, oh, they've been supervised by Dr. B, I need them to be like, yes. Not like, oh, God. You know what I'm saying? So it's actually something that I really love. Like, I really love doing. Who texted me? Who is it? But seeing that graduate assistant or previous graduate assistant, I was just reflecting on like, oh my gosh, like I've been in the game for a little while now, y'all. I'm no longer early career. Like I'm mid-career, okay? What comes after mid-career? What do you, is it late career? Is it like time to retire? What is it? What comes after it? I don't know. I need to text somebody and find out what comes after mid-career. And what a difference. Like, I'm gonna just say that I received an early career award from the American Psychological Association. Like outstanding early career person, because I'm amazing, okay? You better recognize. But now I feel like I'm just sort of like winding things down a little bit. Like I haven't taken on new people. I've really just been focusing on like helping other people get their practices going and supervising. Like I have like 4 supervisees right now. So essentially what that means is I see all of my clients and then I supervise and kind of consult with 4 like earlier in their career therapists. So that means we have to have supervision during the week where we talk about clients, you know, we talk about theory, we talk about best practices, we also talk about some of the like businessy things of psychology. And then I have to read and sign all of their clinical notes. So that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. I kind of want to transition probably to doing more of maybe having the supervision stuff be more of what I do, the training piece, and the clinical piece be less. I can't really decide. I can't figure it out. I don't know. I think I'm going to go into, like, this looks really pretty and nice and everything or whatever. I'm going to go into this face powder. I think this is Coraline from Lethal Cosmetics. Okay, so for now, I'm gonna leave the eyes alone and move on to the rest of my face. I am going to take the Fenty Pro Filter primer. So I'm taking new professional photos because, like the ones I took before are about, wow, is it that long? 5 years old? 5 or maybe 4, and they were when I was at a different practice, when I wasn't in my own practice essentially. And we had to drive out to the photographer's studio, and I specifically asked the practice owner if the hair and makeup and lighting and all of that, have they worked with darker skinned folks? And they were like, she asked them and they were like, yes, totally, we have. I've shared this before, but like I got there and they like had not. So everybody else is like getting to sit in the makeup chair, getting to sit in the hair chair, get their hair and makeup done. Not me. I think she put a little bit of like gel on my hair. I had it in like a bun, and like put some clear lip gloss on me. So I feel like I didn't have the experience that other people had, and I was like, at some point I want to take my own photos. Also, I don't own the photos. Like, I was just like, let me do my own thing. So I managed to find someone to do them, and like, the person is a woman of color. Ironically, the office manager at the old practice is now this photographer's like assistant, so I feel really comfortable with that. And we had this meeting to like talk about outfits and like hair and makeup and all this stuff. Like, you have to go ready to just have your photo taken, right? So she wanted to see like pictures of your pictures that you don't like and pictures that you do like. I mean, all I had were pictures that I do like. So I was like, okay. So I walk in to the studio. It's so nice. It's so just like intimate and cute and comfy. And, I'm about to show her the pictures. I literally start out like, I'm very photogenic. So and she was like, most people bring pictures they just don't like of themselves. And I was like, oh. And then I just walked in here like, I look good in every photo. So I felt like an ass. But we picked out like my outfits and stuff. Things that she thought would look good. The other thing is, I was able to talk with her about, like, she was talking about a blazer and stuff, and I was like, listen, I have extra boobage, and so a lot of times like blazers don't look good on me. Like, I have like 2 blazers. I think like I could bring them, but I think we're gonna stick to like dresses and stuff, which is typically what I wear. I wear a lot of dresses. But I didn't get to like have those conversations with the previous photographer. So I feel a lot more comfortable. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I feel a lot more comfortable that the office manager / now assistant is going to be there, because she like knows me, and yeah, so it should be fun. I just have to figure out the look I'm gonna go for, because I want to look professional, but I also want to look like myself, so we have several outfits. I think we had like 3 outfits and like 3 like little locations inside. Oh shoot, girl, she was talking about like maybe we could do one with like a whole bunch of books around me. I'm like a sexy photo, like with me just laying up on like the diagnostic and statistical manual of like disorders. So I don't know. I'm not a fan of that one. And then she was talking about, do you want props? And I'm like, what? Like a coffee mug? Like I don't know. Just like take the photo. So it should be interesting. I do have to remember to take some like books home, because all my books I think are here. What am I doing now? So I've got my brows done. I'm gonna go in with my foundation, and I will use my Sonia G Kiyaki brush, the jumbo base. Shake this up, shake. I'm just gonna put this on here. And I'll tell you why I was ready to fight somebody the other day. So I went to my eye doctor because after my health issues earlier in the year, like there are different things that can be affected, like my vision and just stuff, right? So my ophthalmologist wanted to make sure that everything is okay. My ophthalmologist wanted to make sure that everything is okay. So I done been to her like too much, okay? And as I'm leaving, I get a phone call from my niece. Now, don't nobody mess with my niece, okay? Because I will come for you. I will come for you hard. So she told me that her male boss made a comment on the outfit she had on. Now, all of us Dr. B relatives, we have some breasts. We have some breasts. Like a lot, like extra. We could help other people with our breasts. And he told her something like cover up. Now, we all know certain shirts, like, and certain dresses, like stuff is just, if you have extra boobage, it's gonna look different in comparison to someone who doesn't, right? So, you know, and she's a, what's after millennial? Is that Gen Z? I don't know, the new ones that be like, don't mess with us. Like, you know, she's part of that generation. Like, they don't care. So she calls me to sort of ask, you know, if this was appropriate, and like sent me a picture of her outfit and everything. And, you know, I was like, you got some boobage going on, but that's because you have some boobage. Like, there was nothing inappropriate about what she had on. And you know, she ready to cuss the man out. I'm like, you, like, first of all, like, let's hold on for a second, you know, just hold on. I told her that I did think that it was rather inappropriate that he made that comment to her, and especially because he didn't like pull her to the side or anything. Like, she helps people like re-enter the workforce after they've had like an injury or something, so they have to like do these evaluations, check like what do you need to be, you know, accommodating and things like that. And he didn't take her to the side or nothing to tell her, like, first of all, there's no dress code. So first of all, he needs to figure that out. And also, it was, to me, it was just like inappropriate. Like, and apparently that's not the first time that he said something to her. So I was talking to my friend Jessa from Jessa Beauty, and we like ready to fight. We're ready to fight. The other thing is, it's just like, oh, I don't want to go into a rant, but why do men find it okay to make comments on women's bodies? Because that's essentially what he's doing. Like, yeah. So I'm talking to my niece, and if my niece is calling me in the middle of the day, I know something ain't right, because you know she's about that age. She don't care. She be going out having her little fun, like with her little friends. And so if she's calling me in the middle of the day, I'm answering because I'm like, something ain't right. So she's feeling like embarrassed and like uncomfortable, super self-conscious, and she still has to go back to work with this person. So I was like, you want me to talk to him? Because I'm ready. I'm ready, because he is highly unprofessional, and I'm ready to give him not even just a piece of my mind. I'm ready to give him the whole mind. Because there are ways to tell people things, and there are ways to not tell them. Do you know what I mean? And so yeah, I've been checking on my niece the past couple of days. Like, hey, how's it going? How you feeling? Do you feel comfortable there? Blah, blah, blah. Why is it, I feel like there's this expectation that if you are a woman, you just have to like expect that you're going to have comments about your body. Like, I used to have a coworker who was older than me and a woman, and would always be like, "Ooh, you look sexy," and I'm like, I have on a pencil skirt and a blouse. Like, I'm, you know, I was very like America's Next Top Model. Like, I'm not here to be cute. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to work and be taken seriously. I don't know what to tell you about the breasts. I didn't ask for them. They just popped up, and they kept on popping. You know what I'm saying? So, and then what do you do? Because this is a person who is more senior. They have more power than you. How are you supposed to be like, can you not? I think I did try to. I was earlier on in my career. Now if somebody said something to me, girl, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. But I think I was like, oh, can you please like not say that about me? Like, it makes me really uncomfortable. But I shouldn't have had to do that. You should know not to say no. Like, don't say something like that. Do they do that to men? If there's even any one person that identifies as a man that watches my channel, I'm thinking it's highly likely. But let me know. Do you get that? Do you get that at work? How do you feel if you get catcalled? How do you feel about that? Because I can't even walk through DuPont Circle in DC without like saying, hey, you look good today. Okay, so we've got the powder on, and I used this Sonia G brush to the powder, the concealer, to blend that out. And now I'm going to go in with the powder. And I am going to take my Beauty Blender puff or sponge, whatever it is. I just feel like we need to stop body shaming people. All right, so I'm gonna head back into my little palette here, and I am going to mix these two shades for a little bit of bronzing. I don't think I've found the perfect blush yet from Lethal. Like, I have quite a few of them now, but I haven't found the one where I'm like, boom, that's it. You know? I'm upset. Don't nobody mess with my niece. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't, mm-mm. I told her, when I come out there for my visit, I want to meet this person. Cause I got a few things to say. You know, my sister was a single mom, so like this was a village taking care of this little girl. I guess she's not little anymore. She's like literally almost 25. But don't mess with her. Don't do it. I think I'm just gonna do a mixture of these lighter shades for a bit of blush color on my cheeks. And you know what? I think part of why he did it is because she's young, cause I bet you he wasn't gonna say it to me. That's reportable stuff. That's reportable stuff. You want to be reported? Okay, I'll report you. That's fine with me. Honey, you don't have to tell me twice. I will report you. Okay, I really like all of these blended together. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. It's a look. Okay, so here is the finished look. I put on some mascara, the Lash Idol by Lancome. I also did a bit of a wing, and that was with the Natasha Denona liner. On my lips, I have a brown lip liner along with the liquid lipstick Stone from Dose of Colors. And on top of that, I have the Christian Audette and Tara Lynn gloss in Ray. So here is the look. Sorry for all the talking. I feel like I was just like babbling on. Anyways, y'all, let me go ahead and I gotta go find a restroom because the one on our floor. Anyway, hopefully some of this was helpful. I really appreciate you watching. I hope you're taking care of yourself and your loved ones. Send me some love. I'm sending you some. And I will see you next time.